Yo, welcome to Vibe Coding for Dummies. Okay, if you're dumb like me, you don't know how to code at all, but you love building stuff, you feel like an entrepreneur, you want to make things, you want to be successful, then this video is for you. Um, First, we're gonna start. Use like Cursor. I love Cursor. You can use Windsurf or Lovable, or you can use a new one comes out every day. It's basically just a VS Code wrapper, which is just code base where you can code with. And we're going to use Cursor because that's the best one. It's like 20 bucks a month. Totally worth it. I definitely encourage you to check it out because it's awesome. Okay, first we're going to start with going to GitHub, which is where it's like the best place for coding. Uh, Very basic. If you're coding, you're going to be using this site because it's has everything you need. It's where you're going to save all your projects to. It's going to be perfect. We're going to use this guy's landing page. It's perfect. I usually like to go with the ones that have TypeScript in them. TypeScript is just a good language for me, especially when you're vibe coding. I find this one works really well. So you're gonna want to go ahead and go to this guy's one. I'm gonna put it in my WAP. If you want to join the first 100 people to join, it's gonna be free and it's gonna be awesome, man. We're all gonna go in there and we're gonna build a bunch of crazy projects. We're all just gonna be the best of friends, code together, do sales together, help each other out. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, so you go to this GitHub and go ahead and copy it. Go into Cursor and you just go ahead and clone it. And then we'll bring up this, and you probably want to name it something cool. Gotta move myself out of here. We'll put it on the desktop. Actually, we won't name it anything, and we'll just put it on our desktop. We're gonna open it. Okay, cool. So now we have all of the code inside of here. And we can see this is what it looks like. This is what happens when you open up a GitHub repo on Cursor. These are all the files for the code. And what I always like to do first is I'll just say, hey, check out this code and install required dependencies. So this is just going to install everything that it needs on here. It's going to let Cursor just check it out. And when you go into Cursor, you can kind of choose and select whichever model you want to use. I'm just using Auto just because it's the fastest one, and I don't really want it to be wasting time or anything like that. Um, but yeah, that one's good. Just go ahead and let it run. It's going to open up the dev server. So it's going to open us up on the localhost 3000, which is you can just search up in your browser localhost 2000, and it will go ahead and open up the thing. So this guy's got a pretty cool website. I really like this guy. He's so sharp, so cool. So what I kind of like to do first is I kind of like to just find a cool website that like kind of just I think is cool and I would want to use. So I picked these guys, this breezy one. This one's really cool. And the way that I use Claude is I just do screenshots. So I'm gonna go ahead and like select all this and say, hey, please make the website have this style. And today we're gonna be building a storytelling AI. It's gonna be basically a Claude wrapper where you can where people can create stories using different authors, and then we'll also create a function with Firebase on the back end so that people can sign in, and you can have users communicating with each other, creating stories, and talking with each other. And then eventually we'll upload it to for sale, so it will actually be on the web. Okay, cool. So we're gonna say, hey, please make the website have this style. Brought the screenshot in, and then kind of tell it what you're creating. I'm creating a storytelling AI site. I want users to be able to create short articles based off the style of different authors that they can mix and match. Okay, cool. So now it's going to start editing our website on the local host, and it's going to check it out and make it look cool. So we'll wait for that and we'll see kind of what happens. Okay, cool. So now we waited for Claude. Took a little bit, but you can see over here we've fully created a beautiful website that just looks totally awesome. And it's in very similar style to this. As you can see, it looks almost identical. And now we're going to add the Claude API for right here so we can have a little chat box, and we can use API keys. So I'll say in the story craft AI section says your AI writing companion please make it a chat box. We will add Claude API key in just a moment. Okay, cool. Now it's going to do that. Okay, cool. Now it's created a little awesome thing, and if we type anything in here, it won't really work because we haven't put in the API keys yet. So then you're going to want to head over to whichever one you're using. I'm using Anthropic. So I would go to Anthropic console. If you want to use ChatGPT API keys, you can also use that too, depending on like if that's what makes sense for you. And I've already created the API key. It's just down here, Story AI. So then you're going to want to go ahead, once you get that, it will have a little thing where you can install it. Let's hide this. It's super easy to do that in ChatGPT too. You just go into the API keys section. If you have the subscription, you're able to do that. So let me go ahead and copy and paste my API keys real quick. Okay, just a little side note. So when you're choosing, at least for Claude, I know sometimes it gets messed up. You want to go and use something like this. So you post the exact model, whichever one you want to use. If you're using ChatGPT, you can say like ChatGPT 4. I'm just going to use the Claude 3 Haiku because it's just the cheapest one. I only have like $5 on my put into my APIs, so it's not that much. And now I'm going to copy and paste my API key here, and I'm going to skip this part because you're not supposed to share these. So I'm going to add it in here, and we'll meet at the next part. Okay, cool. That took about 2 or 3 minutes, and now it's testing the integration. And as you can see in the code, it gave us back something written in Hemingway style. So that's cool. So then we can go over to here and say, hey, write a short story about a computer in the style of Hemingway. And then as you can see, it wrote us a little story. Even gave us a little thing here too. Yeah, it's cool looking. It's in the style of Hemingway as well. It's awesome. It's called The Machine. Pretty sick. Okay, cool. So that's awesome. And then next we're going to add the Firebase integration. Okay, so right now we're editing the front end. So that's everything that you can see here. But if we go to Firebase, that's where you would have this sign in, where the people would be able to create an account. So let's say below it, we'll add maybe even further below, we'll add like another page. It says like community. And then maybe we'll add like a little thing where you can click to like add to my thing. But first, let's set up the Firebase. So we're going to say, hey, I want to use Firebase so that users can sign in, create an account with their account, be able to save and post their stories on the site. Wait for this for a little bit. Okay, cool. It's going to add Firebase. And we'll catch up in a little bit. Okay, now we've gotten to the point where it's asking for the Firebase API key. It's Cursor's trying to do something where it's like doing a placeholder thing. I'm just gonna say skip this, and I'll just go ahead and say, um, let me know where to paste my Firebase API keys. And then I'll walk you through um, all the Firebase stuff. Okay, cool. So it's going to actually walk us through everything that we need to see here. So we're just going to go over to Firebase. This is a pretty cool site. This actually helps you, have the backend for any of your sites. So we're going to do a new one. We're going to do story. I feel like that name is not that cool. I feel like it's kind of a bad name. We'll make it called like author mix. We'll call it author mix. Okay, cool. Just go ahead and continue. Create it. It's going to create the project. Takes a little bit, but as you can see, Cursor is super awesome. If you've never used it before, this is like such a great program because it just completely walks you through how to do absolutely everything. It's basically just an AI, except for it codes, and it codes well. Okay, cool. So now that we're in here, we're going to go to console. We're in the console. Select the project. We're in the project. We're going to click the gear icon, which we'll just click web because I kind of already know how to do this. We'll register it, and we're going to call it author mix. We don't need the hosting because we're going to host it on Vercel. Just chill. Yeah, so we're going to press continue. Okay, here's all the stuff that we need. Yeah, so I don't know if I need to blur this. I probably would need to blur this because I'm not very smart. But let's just go ahead and copy the API key. I'm just going to copy this whole thing and say, actually, we'll screenshot this. Screenshots are always your friend. We'll do a screenshot like this, just get everything. Let's say, here's Firebase information. Okay, cool. It's gonna load and do its thing. Probably take 1 to 2 minutes. It's gonna update it with our API key. Go blur all this stuff. Run that. Enter, 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 enter. Shoot. Okay, cool. So now it is totally working. Now that we can sign up, if we click the sign in button, we can create an account. Let's go ahead and create an account. We'll just use all of our emails, create a cool, create something here, create account. Okay, so now we haven't set it up correctly. So now I'm just gonna copy and paste this and say, please show me in the next steps. Because there's some things we have to do inside of Firebase. We have to add some rules and figure out, what to do next. I'm pretty sure. Do I know how to do this? Let's see. Okay, cool. So now it kind of shows us we need to enable the authentication. So let's find the authentication part. They're always updating this Firebase, so we have to figure out where that is. Yeah, right here. So I was going to create a database. I think it's the right spot. Let's see. Let's just create a database first. Yeah, we're going to have to create a database afterwards anyways. Okay, cool. So we create a database. Now to get to the authentication, I'm pretty sure it's in project settings. I feel like that's right. Let's see. Okay. Okay, cool. So the right place is in this build. So you click build, then click authentication, click get started, and we're going to do sign in method, which is this. We're going to do email and password, and we're going to enable that. You can enable this if you want. If you want to send a link out to people and they can just do it themselves. I'm not going to do that for now. Actually, fuck, maybe I should do that. All right, whatever. Then, yeah, we did that. We click save. We went to Firebase, said start in test mode. We're going to do production mode. Now we can go back to here and we can try again and click create account. And boom, it's created an account. Awesome. So let's go ahead and update that. Looks like we have an error. We can figure that out later. Actually, that seems kind of important. Let's refresh and see if it's still there. Yeah, it is. Okay, and anytime I have an error, I always like to just go in here and I like to just say, hey, what's wrong? So I can fix this. And then anytime you get errors that are showing up, especially this repo is really good about putting the errors right up there. I like to put it in there, screenshot it, and do it. That's my method for doing everything. You just screenshot it and put it right in there and say what's wrong, just so you can figure it out. And we're going to let it do its thing. Okay, it's going to tell me exactly what I need. And we have to add these rules. Okay, so we're going to go back to here. We're going to go to the database. And we're going to add rules. Okay, I can't really see. Okay, click on this. Go on the rules tab. And then we're going to replace these rules with the correct ones. And we're going to click publish. Awesome. Now go back to here. Click this. And the error is still here. Maybe we have to redo the cache. Everything says it's working now. It will take 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, cool. Awesome. So now we have an actual functional sign in. We have an account. So let's say like, hey, make a 50-word story by Young. And then that will load, and I'm going to create a little feature where, yeah, okay, we're going to have to go and do some prompting with Claude. So let's go ahead and do that now, because I'm assuming see now it's not even working. And now you have little errors like this where you got to go back in and say, and I'll just do the same thing. I'll just screenshot it and say like the Claude API isn't returning stories. What's up? And then it will kind of help me figure it out. Okay, cool. Now we just did that. I just said it was wasn't. I said it is returning the stories. Interesting. And we'll try again. Okay, perfect. Now it's working. Anytime you get an issue, just go ahead and screenshot it and say, hey, what's wrong? It usually figures it out perfectly. Okay, now we're gonna add like some function onto this because we gotta fix this UI because it just looks bad. But I'm gonna say, hey, add a button to the text response that allows the user to save stories to their account. And then I'm always try to include a screenshot just so you can help it because it needs help. It does need help. Maybe in 10 years it won't need help, but right now it does need help. Just make it a little green button at the bottom of the gray responses. Cloud will do its thing. Let's see how fast it works. Boom. Okay, now we got the button here. Let's wait a little bit for it to do it. Okay, perfect. Now I have another another little goofy error where it has it on this front thing. But these are small little things like these little spacings and this just looking wrong. You can just go in there and fix it easily. So I won't waste any time on doing that. And let's see. Oh, it's creating an endpoint for saving the stories. I'm assuming we're gonna have to update the rules. I'll just kind of get a message ready. See, do we have to update rules in Firebase to store stories? And we'll wait for this for a little bit. Okay, now that it says it's done with that, I'm just gonna double check it because I'm pretty sure we do have to update the rules if we want to store data. But let's see, maybe I'm wrong. As you can see, sometimes with Claude, like it's getting pretty close to the entire context used in the window, so it gets really, really slow. So it kind of takes a while. So I'll probably cut to when this is finished. Okay, cool. Now it's telling me we got to update the rules, and we're gonna add these ones. I'm just gonna double check. Does this do these rules include our previous rules as well? Don't want to lose those. And then we're gonna go ahead and paste them. Okay, cool. So now we can go ahead in here and we can paste those. Looks eerily similar. Okay, this one has storing data. So boom, that one is saved. There's still some UI errors. Now let's try it. Let's try it out. Go ahead and refresh this so it makes sense. Write a 50-word story by Young. Oops. And Claude's is just so smart. Oh, look, it gave me a 385-word story. Wow, that's actually wild. Okay, well, we're going to do this anyways. I'm going to save it. We're going to see what happens. Okay, localhost says it's saved successfully. If you don't want it to have this toast notification, then you can always update it and say we don't want to do that. Um, but we can go to stories and hopefully, looks like we have an error here. Okay, so now I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna screenshot this, say error when saving stories to the stories page, because that's what we clicked, right? Make sure to say please. You don't want to get on their bad side. Okay, now we got to even fix even more rules. Okay, so I'm gonna do this really quick. I think I already showed you. Just copy and paste this. And we need to create an index too. And we need to update API route. Okay, so I don't think you need my help for this part. You just follow all the rules, what it says. It's just a weird error. I'm gonna do this really quick. Okay, but I think this part actually will be helpful, so maybe I won't skip it. So in order to save and store the data on here, we got to create an index. And collection ID will be stories. And the fields will be is public, sending. I'm not sure if it's case sensitive. I just want to be smart about it. I don't want to mess around at all. Created at, and then click create. Boom, it's index. Okay, and then it fixed the API root as well. Okay, cool. Now we can go ahead and refresh. The error is still showing. I think it probably might take a little bit. Let's see. Bird story about luck. Then we will wait for that. Okay, cool. And as you can see, we got to do some more prompt engineering because it's that's not long. It says it was saved successfully. We can go to stories, and it's still not there. It still says the same thing. So let me go and troubleshoot this. I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. Just do this and say errors still here. And we'll see what it says. Okay, that took a little bit, but it gave me different rules, and now we just posted them. And let's see if it works still. Still the same error. Okay, cool. After like 20 minutes of trying to figure this out and just working with Claude, it finally fixed it. It just had an error where it was doing something wrong. But it ended up working, and look, now we have an account, and we have save stories. So we asked it to make Shel Silverstein one, which that was off camera, so you didn't see it, but it's working. They're all saved, which is awesome. So it's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna do some quick UI stuff really quick. I'll show you just like one little example of the type of things I do. So like, see how these are kind of off center. I'll say like on the home page, the create story and browse stories. Buttons are not centered. Please center them so they're organized. And then this is just kind of simple little UI fixes. This is my favorite part of it is doing stuff like this than, kind of the boring stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna meet you back. I'm gonna change the UI, make it look super cool, and then I'm gonna show you how to upload it. So I'll be right back. Another quick little tip is I have something weird like this where it has a save story button on this, just this like little test template. So I'm just screenshotting it again. This is always the strategy, is always be screenshotting. Always be screenshotting. ABSC, always be screenshotting. It always helps. It always helps. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do more UI stuff. Okay, so one thing I forgot to do was prompting Claude. So now that we have the Claude API inside of there, it's basically just going off of, whatever it kind of is inferring we want, but you want to give it an exact prompt. So I'm going into Claude now and I'm saying, hey, like write a prompt that's like an expert writer, that has great writing skills and is very well spoken and can use any author the user recommends and write in their style and can also mix the style with other authors. It can be any author. It can be any author. Don't let the users write about anything too inappropriate. And that's not how you spell inappropriate. That's cringe. And keep the max length of the story to 500 words. Let's say that. That's fair, right? Yeah, let's do that. And then the AI is gonna generate us a prompt for the AI to generate a prompt. Um, so yeah, look, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So it's giving us everything that we need, and we're gonna go ahead and it's pretty long, but we're gonna go ahead and copy and paste this into the thing, and we're gonna say this is the prompt we want to use for our Cloud API, which is gonna be a really long message. This is the prompt I'd like to use for the storyteller from our Claude API. It's going to add this and update this everywhere. This might take a little bit. Awesome, so it's going to do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, awesome. Now let's do the final part, which is deploying it to Vercel, and then it will be up on the web. So first, we're going to say, hey, please make sure everything is secure and safe. I'm gonna deploy to Vercel. Make sure I'm not in any danger, please. And I think it will kind of understand my API keys. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll wait for this one. Okay, next, before we're gonna upload to Vercel, we're gonna create a Git repo. And we're gonna make sure that it's private. And it's just gonna be for our app, which is called, what is it called? What do we even call it? I don't even remember. Storycraft. For Storycraft, we're gonna create the repo. Copy the repo. I'm gonna say, please push this Git. It's gonna go ahead and push it there. We'll wait a little bit. Awesome. And now it's committed. And also just a quick tip, when you create a Git, this is also how you're going to save your work. Okay, so this is the smartest way to do it. You don't want to build a super long thing and then this is where you save it. You just say please push to Git and you copy and do it. And I would make it private. I mean, unless you want it to be public, that's totally up to you. So now it's pushed. Let's go over to Vercel. This is a free Vercel is completely free, so you don't need to worry about that. And look, it already has it. Um, it already has us. So we're gonna do it, and it wants us to set uh, some variables. It wants us to put our Claude API keys. So we're gonna do that really quick. Fortunately, I can't show you those. Those are private. Good rule of thumb is you should never show your API keys to anyone because it's super dangerous because they can steal all your credits. Okay, I'm gonna add this and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, cool. Just wanted to mention you're also supposed to add your Firebase keys. Just wanted to make sure that that made sense for everyone. Make sure you add your Firebase keys in your Claude model and your Claude API. Those are 3 things. I'm going to click deploy. And we will see what happens. We'll see if any errors show up. As we can see, it's starting right here and it's building. I'm suspecting usually there's probably a few errors. And if there's errors, you can expect what we're going to do. ASC, always screenshot. But I don't know, maybe this will just work off the bat. Maybe we'll get lucky. Let's see. We will see. And boom, just like that. Check it out, we're live. Just like that, you did it. Pat yourself on the back. You just created an entire website and an app without knowing how to code it all. Look at you, you're such a superstar and you're so amazing. This is awesome. Look, we got our full website up. Everything is moving and grooving. You know what, let's write a story about happiness by, who's a good author? Tim Ferriss. Because we're so happy about creating this website. Let's go. Awesome. Amazing. Well, cool guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you liked it, please like it. Whoa, look at that. Wow, that's awesome. Yep, I'm a brand new channel, man, and come join the WAP. Come join my WAP group. I'm gonna be adding a bunch of stuff into here. We have some like GitHub repos and stuff. I'm gonna add everything in here that you need to know. First 100 people, it's gonna be free. Come meet. We have a builders chat. Everyone can chat in there. We can all talk about our projects, meet other people, start building stuff together. It's gonna be super awesome. So look out for my next videos. Give me a subscribe, and yeah, if you found this helpful, I'm glad you did. And thanks for walking through this with me, and I'm super happy about it. If you want to check out the website, come join the WAP. And I'll see you super soon. I'll see you in the chat. Thanks so much, guys. Have a wonderful day. Have a great night.